Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hit the Hay.
It's time to meet the lads.
It's time to meet the lads.
It's time
to get sued by Disney.
Dude,
own the
one
Muppets.
day, a boy can dream.
Yeah.
A wish is a dream.
Your heart.
The heart eats.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let's get that on a t-shirt.
I gotta be honest with you, fam squad. Sam likes classic Muppets, and pretty much only classic Muppets.
Agreed.
I don't know what that's excluding. Like, are you saying
Like
that's
they've been making
contemporary Muppets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking like the original Muppet Show and a certain selection of the Muppet movies.
Like only the time when Jim Henson was involved.
More or less, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah.
We should also make sure to say that
Oh man, I'm a Muppet hipster, aren't I?
a Mupster.
No, I was gonna say hip it, but that just doesn't sound good. I don't like it. Yeah.
No. Before we continue on, I will say yet again, following from last week, that even though it seems to be less hip in the media these days, but Black lives still matter.
That's true.
It's also
They
Pride
always
Month.
have. And
like,
yes, happy
protests
Pride.
are still going. Oh yeah.
Happy Pride, which it's. I said this on Twitter, but it's the first time I'm celebrating Pride as an out by dude.
Yeet.
There you go.
Yeet.
And what a year!
Yeah.
What a year to start off.
What a year, like.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it really do be.
I'm not gonna say that I'm unhappy with the fact that this is my first Pride.
Yeah.
But it's also just it's wild that this happened to be the year
Totally whack.
for me to start with.
Oh yeah.
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 Anyway, surprise, surprise, Sam has some sort of incredibly niche thing to talk about.
So, I played MTG Arena yesterday.
For those who don't know, that's
It's Magic the Gathering.
Why did you use that voice?
Because Magic the Gathering
for
for nerds.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, point being, I played MTG.
What of it?
Sam played it.
I played MTG Arena yesterday, and I was reminded why I don't play MTG Arena.
Okay, so what are your problems with it?
Well, the first one's a big one. Is
It's
that
for nerds.
is that there's not a whole lot of single player content. There's unlocking the 5 main color decks, and that's kind of it.
And the 5
So
different body parts of Exodia.
Yeah, and the 5 different horse chakras. Anyway.
Horses only have 5 chakras?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
In real life.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Point being is that there's not a whole lot of single player content, which requires me to actually interact and play Magic the Gathering with other human beings. Gross.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
No, thank you.
Never played an MMO in his entire life.
I did once.
Well, yeah, Magic
Which
the
one?
Gathering online.
No, Dungeon Fighter Online.
Oh.
Okay.
But there were other people in it, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Point being,
yeah.
Sammy Boy's not a fan of the move towards online gaming because he doesn't like other people on a societal level.
I mean, I used to play Magic the Gathering online on. Like I said before we started recording, I can't remember what the earlier version of it was, but I played it, and then I also used to play tons of Pokemon trading card game online.
Oh, jinkers.
Then they took away the function of just letting your deck be whatever the frick you want it to be. Which I wasn't too happy about because I don't want to have to worry about rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and so 1.5, my issue is it was kind of microtransaction-y, but in real life it is, I guess, because it's a trading card game. That makes sense.
Yeah. Real life is microtransaction.
Yeah,
Exactly.
McDonald's wants me to pay
eat.
5 cents extra to unlock ketchup.
You have to be constantly paying money to not die.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
honestly,
real pay-to-win situation.
it
No
honestly
kidding.
is. Yeah. Please nerf. That's 1.5.
Don't nerf, just balance.
Yeah, balance
please.
real life, please. Where are the devs?
Okay, and problem 2 is they didn't have the Innistrad card pack, and they won't for a while. Because I got excited because like I think I heard.
Why didn't you just lead with that? Because that's clearly the most glaring.
Yeah, it is.
problem.
Well, because I heard.
I don't even know what this is.
Because I heard your brother,
Yes.
Cam Thiessen, talk about online is like, hey, MTG Arena finally has all the cards. Hell yeah, this is what Cam Thiessen sounds like.
I really want Cam to listen to this episode.
Really,
I'm pretty sure that's what he sounds like.
I genuinely have no idea if he's seen anything on this channel.
Oof.
Actually, wait, no, I have. I do know that. He watched the first ever gaming video that I put on the channel, which was me trying to play Age of Empires 3.
Nice.
It didn't look good, it wasn't good footage, and he made sure to point it out.
God bless him.
But, you know, I was young and foolish and just wanted to play video games. Yeah.
I just want to play video games.
Exactly. Age of Empires, where you can
age your empires.
Virtually do a
Where
colonialism.
you can age an empire.
Yep.
Where you can age alongside your empire.
Exactly.
Where you can raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah. You can rage against the machine.
Okay.
Except that in Age of Empires, I guess you are the machine.
Yeah.
You are the machine.
Well, that's the thing.
And thus
It's
must
like
rage against yourself.
It's like there are all these. And I think there's one specifically, but like Republican senators who really love Rage Against the Machine. It's like,
Right.
What machine do you think we're raging against?
You're raging against yourself, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so Innistrad. But
Right.
yeah, I was excited because Cam
More
said,
importantly-
"Oh, they're finally having all the packs." And Emmett, I think you'll like this because Innistrad is the Gothic horror pack,
oh, cool.
and it has
Oh, I heard the name Strahd, and I was like,
yeah, because it's the one with all the vampires and the werewolves.
Yeah.
And humanity being the real monster.
Mm.
And it's like, oh.
Right. I remember seeing.
Yeah.
I do know those.
I remember
cards.
humanity being the real monster.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that. That seems to ring a bell.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, yeah, I can finally make my Gothic horror themed deck and literally name it The Monster Was Man.
I love that.
But no, they don't have Innistrad yet. So 0 out of 10.
I do remember seeing.
They don't even have any werewolves at all.
I do remember seeing those fun like flip over cards.
Yeah,
where,
the werewolves.
Like, one side is just a human idiot, and the other side is
Like this
a
badass werewolf.
Yeah, you know, right? Well, and they had a few others in a similar vein in Innistrad. Like, one of them, I think it was like something like gentle or unassuming or whatever scholar, and the other side was homicidal brute. So it was Jekyll and Hyde,
Yeah.
you know?
Nice.
Wow. Speaking of
Just Sam in real life.
Yeah,
speaking
relatable
of
content.
human is the real monster,
Yeah.
I found something the other day
Oh gosh.
that absolutely fascinated me and chilled me to my core. It is a YouTube video by the title of Megalovania by Ed Sheeran.
Oh god.
I did listen to it, yeah.
I got like 10 seconds into it and turned it off.
No, I
was
got
like,
almost all
cannot
the way
do this.
through.
I can't.
I got almost all the way through, and I was like, okay, I've got the point. And then I stopped.
Here's the
the whole
deal,
thing.
though. Like, I think if that was the original version of Shape of You, I would have liked it.
If that was the original version of Megalovania.
I would have hated it. It's the duality
That
of
just
man.
starts playing when you're fighting sands.
The dulcet tones of Ed Sheeran. You're gonna have a bad time.
Believe me, I will. But it adds another layer to it because in addition to the guilt you're feeling for like having, gone through the genocide run of Undertale, now you have to listen to Ed Sheeran.
That's the true punishment.
That's the real consequences
You're
of
getting
your
dunked
actions.
on.
Yeah.
But
Gosh.
it just really made me think about the fact that like weird revisions of Megalovania and like mashups of it with other things has become a genre in itself.
I was literally having that thought as you were saying.
Oh, no,
it's like Megalovania itself is a genre. It is not a song. It is not like a
meme.
Single musical thing that exists within its own microcosm of Undertale music.
Yeah.
It's just a full genre.
And it can. And the weirdest thing is that it can also take on the form of other genres. Like,
well, I was just trying to think, man, I should look for a ska version of Undertale. Been getting into ska
No,
recently.
that exists.
I'm sure it does. That's what I was going to look for.
I literally saw that probably 3-4 months ago.
And it probably slaps.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Sam's been getting into ska lately.
There's one guy on YouTube who does ska covers.
I think I saw
tune.
I listened to a few of them.
He did a cover of Megalovania. A ska cover of Megalovania.
He makes some good stuff.
Yeah, I sent it to Kathy, and Kathy was like, "Maybe I should get into ska."
No, it's like because I've been getting into the Real Big Fish and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and stuff.
Is 2020 really the year that ska gets a revival?
Is 2020 the year that the Rude Boys take to the streets?
I prefer Rude Boys over Proud Boys.
Oh yeah, well of course, but
let's get that on a t-shirt
in the street. Ska defines who I am as a person. I will never turn my back on ska.
Of course.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I remember my science teacher. Shout out to Mr. O. I won't say his real name in this podcast, but shout out to Mr. O for being part of a ska band.
Really?
Yeah, and he played music from a ska band in one science class.
He's a real life Stanley Brigson.
I need to talk.
I am, and now maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is some insane fever dream that I dreamed up, but I'm pretty sure, if nothing else, I know he played ska in at least one class, on the over the sound system.
I'm in a group chat with his son is one of my good friends, and I'm gonna send a message to this group chat.
We're getting some insider information.
And I tell you, if I'm wrong about this, my whole life crumbles. I've stated this on a podcast. If I'm wrong, what happens to me? Do I cease to be?
Okay.
I'm not feeling so good, tall, lanky guy. I know that joke has been made before, but I feel like it was it got new life. Let's
episode. Hear it.
Well, I'm still waiting on.
Okay.
Might not be online, might be at work. I'm not sure.
Well, the other thing I was going to talk about with regards to Megalovania is the fact that it can take the form of so many other genres.
Yeah.
So
like ska,
but it's ska. Megalovania, but it's electro swing.
Oh, but it's one guy playing 9 kazoos.
One of my personal favorites is Megalovania, but beats 2 and 4 are swapped. It actually slaps.
Yes.
It slaps. It's so cool.
Not to
Megalovania, but in a major key.
Yes, Megalovania, but it's also mashed up.
Yeah.
With
We Are Number One.
We Are Number One and Bad Guy by William Eyelash.
Oh yes,
William Eyelash.
Okay, people hate on Billie Eilish, but Billie Eilish is all right.
I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a bit of a funny story related to Billie Eilish.
Okay.
When I was working at a particular warehouse that had a tire shop attached to it, there was one guy who worked in that tire shop.
Shout out to that guy.
And for the protection of his identity, let's just call him
Flurmpo.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Let's call him Flurmpo.
Scott?
John. We'll go with John as the most basic name.
John Flurmpo.
John here, he believed in some very interesting things. He was
I think you've told me about this guy. He was he was talking about crisis actors.
He was full on some QAnon level bizarre red pill stuff. He would constantly be asking me. It's hey, you want to come over to my house next Thursday and get red pilled? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I got rehearsal.
at the time.
Oh, I'm washing my hair that day.
Look at my wrist. I'm a little busy. But John would be like, like he'd be on his conspiracy theory stuff like endlessly, and it was like, okay, just smile and nod because arguing is not going to get me anywhere.
When we're talking conspiracy theories, are we talking like chemtrails or like full on flat Earth?
Not full on flat Earth, but definitely like chemtrails. He was like, parroting some Alex Jones stuff.
Oh
no! Yeah.
Water's turning the frogs gay.
He never went that far, but
I sure hope so.
I'm sure he believed it. But one day he like got on this thing about like Billie Eilish and that.
Oh no!
Billie Eilish was getting the kids into Satanism, and it was all a ploy by the deep state to get the kids.
To what end?
I don't know.
Why does the deep state want the kids into Satanism?
We're in the break room, and I'm just sitting there trying to enjoy my 15 minutes of freedom.
Yes.
And he goes to sit across from me, and he's like, "Yo, hey man, you ever heard of Billie Eilish?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. What do you think of her music?" I was like, it's decent."
Yeah.
I'm like, trying to not engage with him, but
right.
just be like, "Oh, that's fine, whatever, John." But he then decided to ask one of the there was other people sitting around, and there was
bleep out his name, Connor.
I can do that.
There was one girl who was just sitting there, and she's a few years older than me, and just trying to also enjoy her 15 minutes of freedom
of not working at Costco.
John,
in the slightly smaller gray concrete room to the larger gray concrete expanse of Costco.
And John would be like, he's like, "Here, we should ask someone in the target audience." I'm like, "Oh, please leave her alone."
Wait, and then you're like, "We're into Costco, not a Target."
We're in the break room here. Everybody's just trying to have some peace. And goes up to her and it's like, "Hey, you ever heard of Billie Eilish?" And she's like, "Yeah, I like Billie Eilish." And he's like, It's like, what do you want? It's like, and I don't remember exactly how the exchange went, but I'm pretty sure he asked her about Satanism or something, and
good
she's just like,
Lord,
sitting there trying to she didn't work in the tire shop either, so she's just trying to enjoy her much of peace with this guy who she doesn't even know. So asking her about Billie Eilish and Satanism.
Here's the thing: is the association of Billie Eilish with Satanism is
because she's the bad guy.
Well, she has a song.
She also has a song called "All the Good Girls Go to Hell," but she also has that one song, "Hey Kids, Worship Satan," which, to be fair, slaps.
Mom's gonna love this episode.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I got news for John. Turns out the deep state was actually conservative Christians all along.
Oh, no.
We're not going to get into that on this podcast.
So the thing about "All the Good Girls Go to Hell" is Billie Eilish has gone on record in many sources saying it's not an actual song about hell.
Yeah.
It's a song about climate change.
Oh. Huh.
I'm going to have to listen to that song again with that in mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because
I definitely did not get those vibes from the...
I'm trying to make sense of it. I kind of get it.
It's
kinda?
I'll have to do a deep analysis of the lyrics.
It's a song written semi from the perspective of quote unquote God. Being like, "Oh wow, now these people need our help."
Well, now I'm thinking about the Bo Burnham song from God's perspective.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. To all our viewers, don't look that up.
Yeah, I watched Bo Burnham's Make Happy special the other day.
I can't heartily recommend Bo Burnham on a podcast my mom listens to.
A lot of his stuff has not aged well.
Yeah, that's sort of the vibe that
that's true.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I've been wanting to make some sort of video about this at some point. I don't really know what it'll really be, but I've been thinking a lot about
well, and that's how you get in stuff, and it's like, oh, but it's a parody of blank, and it's like,
right,
yeah, but is it?
So I've been thinking, is this sort of catch-all thing that comedians say when they're being politically incorrect or what have you.
Yeah.
And that seeming functional catch-all is it's just jokes.
Mm-hmm.
To which I say, you're right. It is just jokes. So was it worth it?
Yeah.
Was it worth using a homophobic slur?
Yeah.
Just for like a 1 to 2 minute bit?
Yeah.
That you could fill in with another good bit that doesn't have a slur in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're a comedian. You can write more jokes.
Yeah. And like, he does have a few really great songs, but there are some that do stand out as, you know, hey, that wasn't cool. That's not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt that he, you know, over the course of the past years since those specials, maybe has educated himself in how to make more and better informed material.
Well, here's the thing: is Bo Burnham's always been a shock comedy guy.
Yes.
Now he didn't move. Now, if you look at his earliest stuff, it is pure shock for essentially no reason.
Sure.
With songs like, well, no, I won't say it. But point being. But he then moved into using shock for more social and explorationary things. But even then, it still had a lot of the uncomfortable elements.
I really like what he kind of like his contributions to the world of like meta humor and like meta comedy.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what Make Happy was mostly about.
Yeah.
And straight white male.
Yes, I do still mostly like that song.
Yeah.
As a white guy myself, I can't entirely say as to whether it's fully kosher or not.
The Stadium Country song.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And
I haven't listened to it in forever.
And
so
The World on Fire.
I don't know that one very well.
Look it up. It's a good one.
All this is to say...
Oh, also Channel 5 News and Sad.
Sure.
We can list off all the good ones.
This is the podcast.
Well, and even those ones still have some stuff in them, like have their moments that's like, oh
absolutely.
Boy.
For sure. And I also know that, like, I feel like he's been giving off the vibes that he's kind of done with stand-up.
Yeah. Well, like, you know, 8th Grade was a really good movie.
I liked it. I didn't relate to it as much.
Well, I think, again, like, we would have related to it if we were in 8th grade when it came out.
Exactly.
But, like, as, like, a look at, like, an actual, you know, what it's like in high school right now, or middle school right now.
Considering how hard it is to make an actually, like, relatable movie set in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He did a great job from what I can tell.
Well, it was set, like, I think just in the year that it was that it came out, like.
But I gotta say, you know, if TV's taught me one thing, it's all the best high schoolers are 25.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know how you get, like, every, like, Disney Channel show where, like, or like just
yes,
any,
I
like,
am in high school.
Like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Okay.
Where they're like all of these people who are clearly grown adults populating high.
Now, I want to say the new Spider-Man movies did a bit better because Tom Holland does look like an infant.
Yeah, he's my age.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but like he looks like a little boy. He can pull that off.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see what Tom Holland looks like with facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody who's listening to this podcast
to
just like tried to picture it and it didn't work for anyone.
Like I've got a pretty good, like my imagination software is pretty.
Mine is terrible. I have aphantasia.
What is that?
My ability to picture things in my mind is extremely limited.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can briefly conjure like flashing images. And that's about it. I can't visualize 3D objects or, you know, anything for more than a few seconds.
Okay.
Or movement.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is, yeah.
But I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm. I use like I have like kind of a
photographic memory, which is what I use to memorize lines. Like I remember what the page looks like.
I get that too.
The shape
like the shape
lines.
of like the line on the page.
Yeah.
That's always sort of helped me, and I remembered like telling somebody that, like one of the profs said, and they said that's bad, don't do that, and it's like, oh come on,
I'm sorry,
it's helping me.
I could have not told you that information and done my job as an actor,
or I could do
it
anyways.
Yeah, and you would have been none the wiser.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. All this is to say, Bo Burnham, hope you're doing okay and have gotten woke. Yeah, for every other comedian that stands behind the excuse of it's just jokes to be homophobic or transphobic or racist, please stop.
Yeah, just
you can write more jokes.
Well, and the absolute worst thing to me is when comedians complain about people not laughing at those jokes.
Right.
And it's like, buddy, pal, if you don't make people laugh, it's not their fault.
Don't get mad at other people because you're not doing your job well.
Yeah, you know? And that's the most irritating thing. Oh, I think I sent this one to Connor. It was like an internet comic. And it was like, shout out to the person who made that internet comic.
Internet comics.
But it was like, is this comedian on a podcast. It's like, man, comedians are the people who, we're the modern day Plato. We speak truth to power. And modern day Socrates or whatever. And then it says, the comedian on stage, diarrhea pancakes.
Excuse me?
Gotta speak truth to power.
Yeah.
I only half heard that, honestly. And I'm not gonna ask you to repeat it.
For the love of God, please no.
Yeah. Oh. So Sammy Boy has a discussion topic.
Yes. Tell us this thing.
In line with Sammy Boy's usual talent, the challenges, invent a tabletop RPG.
Didn't we do that already?
Nope.
No, we invented character classes.
For D&D, yeah.
Yeah. Invent a tabletop RPG.
So, the blank role-playing game.
And
also tell me...
Had the Carly Rae Jepsen role-playing game.
Yes. Yeah. I kind of want to actually
do it.
Like, it'll be like a weird like, kind of like the D&D summer podcast that we did a couple years back.
Yeah.
But it might also be like
Carly Rae Jepsen.
It'll be like a Game Boy's tabletop sort of thing.
And
something to consider.
No. So who wants to go first? And also, wait, one quick thing is for this game, what is the system used? Do you use dice? Do you use a set of cards? If you use dice, what kind of dice? Or is it just purely like resolved through story beats? And what do you call the game master? It has to be something absurd, like I think in Nobilis they call it like the Hollyhock God or something.
I've got one.
Okay, what's your tabletop RPG?
My tabletop RPG is going to be Beef Gods.
Beef Gods.
And it is a fast food restaurant RPG.
Oh my. I'm already excited. So wait, are the...
Better than the Wendy's one.
So wait, to be clear, are the players chain restaurants, or are the players all employees of the same location? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. The players are all trying to operate one sort of location of a large fast food chain. The game master is called Corporate. And so I feel like it would be a little Dungeons and Dragons-y because each character would have their own stats. So you have like a customer.
So hey man, I want to play like the assistant manager class. Is that okay in your game?
Yes.
I also homebrewed some burgers. Is that okay?
Homebrewed burgers.
You can propose some burger recipes. the corporate will then have to pass those to its testing lab to get them confirmed, and that's quite a long bureaucratic.
So, do you roll dice to figure things out? Do you use cards?
Do you actually order things from McDonald's and see how they arrive?
Do you is it like McDonald's Monopoly where you have to go to different fast food places and peel a sticker off?
In order to play, you do not actually have to interact with any real fast food restaurants.
That's probably for the best.
Yes. I'm gonna say it's gonna be depending on what your job is. It's gonna be, for example. If you're training, if you're in training to be on the production line, then that's going to be more a test of your intelligence. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're actually, I'm just now coming up with this off
just
the top
doing it off customer service is a stat.
Customer service is both charisma and wisdom.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my contribution to this: is there should be in all the World of Darkness games, you have a morality meter, and it's usually something like humanity or and it should be an ennui meter. Yes. How long. If you're ennui...
alienation of labor meter.
If it drops to 0, I don't know, you become a Marxist and you leave entirely. Or if it gets to its highest point, you end up moving up and becoming part of corporate.
Yeah, so there is a certain element of competition or a little bit of conflict in this because... If you are playing as one of the managers or assistant managers, you do need to make sure that your workers will have the option to strike if it becomes in their best interests. And it's really hard to bring things back around once that does happen. Yeah. So it's...
Yeah, and so and I'm thinking the character classes like manager, assistant manager, line cook, front of house, or whatever. Or,
sandwich assembler.
Yeah, sandwich artist. Mop guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want to.
Guy who sees that the milkshake machine is moldy but doesn't do anything about it.
I feel like the cleaning staff would be an interesting class to take because...
I've worked in fast food too. You don't have cleaning staff. You just do it yourself.
Well, either that, because when I worked at McDonald's...
the big dons.
The big arches.
Yeah.
We had cleaning staff.
Really?
They came they were night shifts. Mm-hmm. So if you're playing as one of the night cleaners, your turn happens entirely separate from the rest of the players.
It's a really great social experience.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I can see how this game could be interesting and fun. So for the players, is their goal simply to just get through the day? So, and
get through the day. I feel like it would be a mix of a dice and cards system, because I feel like there would be cards that people could pick up that could be you've gotten an offer from another job.
Oof.
And so that could just be the opportunity for that player to end their game. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the players need to deal with the fact that they have one less person and need to hire someone out.
But yeah, and with this game, I'm seeing again a World of Darkness game where there again a lot of comparisons working in fast food.
I would be open to having a cosmic horror expansion.
Yeah.
Where you end up getting your beef from some demonic portal.
Yeah.
From the black goat of
costs.
The woods. Yeah.
The cosmic horror is just a bit more of a realistic version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, but
more true to real life.
Okay.
But a new World of Darkness or an old World of Darkness game, that there are these specific endings for your character. Like I said, if your ennui gets too low, you become fulfilled and you become part of corporate. And and you start moving up and it becomes your true career. Yeah. But if your ennui if your ennui gets too high, you become disillusioned with capitalism and leave entirely.
Yes.
Or another possible ending is you get fired.
Yeah.
or you get another job off, or you get a better job offer.
Something other than fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, beef dogs.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Amazing.
I would play that RPG.
Same. I'm really glad that I'm proud of the fact that I just came up with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Emmett.
So I was just looking around the room to see if I could get any ideas from my surroundings, and I see a couple of boxes of cereal up on top of the fridge.
Okay.
So my tabletop RPG that I'm coming up with off the top of my head is Symphony of Cereal.
Okay.
Lords of the Crunch.
Okay.
Do you play as like cereal mascots?
Yeah, that's sort of the idea. And the the game master, as it were, would be known as the Crunch Lord.
Nice.
And essentially, you have to be a different cereal mascot, and your whole goal is to promote your brand of cereal,
right,
and 2, defeat all other cereal brand mascots in the process.
At some point,
it is a competitive game.
Yeah.
And at some point, you need to be a serial killer.
Yeah. Well, everybody that's one of the character classes is the serial killer, who is just out there.
They're not even trying to
promote a brand. Or it could be maybe a monster or a villain or something like that.
Yeah, where they're like Count Chocula.
Yeah,
they're a darker
there's different factions, and
well, it's
you got like a dude bro Chad, like Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger.
Hey, buy some cereal.
Where he's pretty brand focused.
Get away from me, furries.
He's brand focused, but he's also got pretty beefy combat stats.
Yeah, exactly. So there's different.
Well, and there should be an element of, ooh, those kids won't let me eat the cereal.
Part of me wants to say it's a perfect sort of one of the main plot points that you'd get in a module is a tournament arc type of a thing where it's different cereal mascots battling out on
and you could also have a cooperative aspect, these are all Kellogg's, so it's all the same
it's one of the it's a faction. It's the Kellogg's faction, the
Team
General Mills faction.
So wait, okay, so the way I'm seeing it
the
is
off-brand no name.
So
President's Choice.
I'm seeing and this is this is the race class combination is that you have your race, which is the brand of cereal, the larger brand, and then you have your class, which is what kind of cereal mascot you are.
Yeah. And the way that things are determined in this game is you have to actually eat a bowl of cereal and then determine from the patterns left within the bowl what happens.
I was pretty on board until that point.
You gotta read the crumbs.
You have to it's sort of you have to it's like a tea leaf reading where you have to be okay, these are the little milky dregs left behind after a bowl of cereal.
I see an image of a tiger. Your character dies.
Exactly. The other idea that I had was that you have to so this way, if you're getting a little too full on cereal and you can't eat anymore, you can just pull out some from the box.
If you made a horrible decision and went with mini wheats.
Yeah. And you have to essentially pull out cereal from the box and you can just throw it on the table and then interpret the amount of cranberries you get determines your power stat.
Can you get upgrades, a new flavor or a new marshmallow,
or mini marshmallows.
Mini marshmallows.
It's hey, I want to play a character with mini marshmallows, so I brought in my homebrew character class.
So your character class and everything is actually determined by you actually have to go out and buy the cereal, and so there's different rule sets for every brand of cereal that you have.
Actually exists.
So for how to interpret it, if you're getting Lucky Charms, when you throw down and you get a certain number of Rainbow Charms, the Rainbow Charms will affect your abilities in the game.
Make absolutely game-changing plays oops, all berries.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if you get something like Vector, that's like hard mode because you can't really tell, extrapolate any sort of thematic coherence from that series.
No, because I can see a Vector character who's like this hardcore sports guy who's like wearing a leotard and has like a helmet with a big old V on it. It's like, hey, I'm Vector. I'm here to win. I do backflips.
Maybe Vector was a bad example. Cheerios, Cornflake. Well, Cornflakes has a chicken, but Cheerios is just yellow, and...
You are a spherical man, and it's like, I am Cheerios. Well, no, how are you doing today?
Honey Nut
Cheerios has
Honey Nut Cheerios is its own thing. They've got the B. Regular Cheerios, though. Or multi-grain
Apple
Cheerios.
cinnamon Cheerios.
Hey guys, multi-grain Cheerios.
Frosted Cheerios.
Yeah, like...
Deep cut.
The thing with Cheerios is that it's one of the most versatile
classes. Hey guys, I was thinking we were going to do an all Cheerios campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas everyone takes a different subclass of Cheerio.
Yeah, I like this.
Alright, so Sammy Boy's got his.
You don't have much time because we got to get to the wiki and we're
already so Behemoth Pals. So, in your typical RPG, you play as a hero and defeat monsters. I don't like that. I want to play as a monster and defeat heroes.
Oh.
Yeah, so in this game, there are essentially three settings. There's prehistoric, where you're like a vaguely dinosaur-esque entity and you're fighting cavemen, and that's the easiest version of the game. And then part 2, which could be played with characters who have awoken from part 1, is medieval. So you're more like a dragon and you gather a horde and you fight knights and whatever.
Right.
And then in phase 3, it's more modern and you're fighting tanks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a possibility for a phase 4 where it's like laser guns and space and stuff.
Okay, so... Okay. I'm just trying to, because there's a lot of... There are a lot of, sort of themes or, expansion boxes.
And, you can just play one of them.
Yeah.
But these are the 4 main settings. And there, of course, will be other settings, like the obligatory Lovecraft setting.
Right.
Where you're, a tentacled monstrosity terrorizing New England or whatever.
There's a kaiju setting.
Yeah, well, that's what sort of the modern one was meant to be, is the kaiju setting. But there could be a more Japan-specific version of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I want to say, each
I do know that
sort of like Rampage Total Destruction, in the original game.
Yeah. But you are working as a team with a group of other monsters.
Yeah. There is a monster like a kaiju based
but
game.
There's a war game. There's a board game.
There is a card game. I can't remember what it's called.
King of Tokyo? King of New York?
Yeah, King of Tokyo.
But this is like a real Dungeons and Dragons style RPG.
Okay.
And so it's definitely a point buy system, so you have a certain amount of points to allocate for, fangs and shooting lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that are only available in certain packages, because you can't be a cyborg if you're running around, fighting cavemen and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So that's sort of the idea. And like I say, with these 4, you can have one main character who progresses through all 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And they start off as just sort of like a T-Rex, but then they enter this deep slumber and awaken the Middle Ages, and they've developed fire breath.
And
then they just like real T-Rex.
Or there could be like an optional evolution tree where you can, if you start out as a T-Rex, you can either be a dragon or Godzilla.
Yeah, exactly. But as part of that same point buy system, there's skill trees and stuff would be an option.
Nice.
But yes, and I want to say, just for the sake of uniqueness, each your action is determined by a hand of cards.
Oh.
So it's almost like poker style, just like certain hands are worth more, and that's how you determine.
Interesting.
And other abilities might cause you to, draw a new card, discard a card, whatever.
Okay. I feel like if you're also going to be selling expansion sets, there would need to be a way to make sure that that's still balanced and that it doesn't become like a pay to win.
Well, no, it's not. It's not. It's not Magic the Gathering.
Yeah,
this is an actual 52 card bicycle deck.
Okay.
And of course, we'll be selling themed ones,
or branded ones.
Yeah, we'll be selling branded ones, and one will come in the box.
Yeah.
But the point being is that, no, it's not like, of course there'll be power creep, and there are different power levels for each setting.
Okay.
But the actual deck of cards itself is an ordinary deck of cards, and you can play with just like a regular one.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Behemoth Pals.
And what's the Game Master?
The Gamezilla.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Godzilla, it's time to move to our wiki surf.
Actually, in certain canons of Godzilla was simply a large water lizard.
I'm not going to get into that, especially not with you.
So are we going to do the usual pick 2 random and then combine them?
No, I had an idea while we were sitting here. So we're going through the dinosaur wiki.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because...
It's just a wiki full of dinosaurs.
This is true.
I think, to save time...
Just like Jesus intended.
We're going to give ourselves each one dinosaur, but we have to give them a human name and backstory, and just describe them as a perfectly, like, dinosaur society character.
Okay, so, like, we get one dinosaur, and we just come up with a backstory for it.
Yeah, but that they're like a person who, like, pays taxes and stuff.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about them.
Also, I want you all to know that when I opened up the page for the dinosaur wiki on my phone, I got a targeted ad for, like, Stegosaurus fossils on sale.
Nice.
That's immoral. Quick shout out to how immoral the fossil selling industry is.
Yeah.
Because those fossils shouldn't be in private hands, they should be in the hands of museums to further the field of paleontology.
It belongs in a museum.
Well, Indiana Jones was wrong about that. Those historical artifacts belong to the people who made them.
Yeah.
But dinosaurs should be in a museum.
Dinosaurs should belong to the people that made them.
What? Listen, Emmett, I think you're getting a bit too red.
Alright. I'm hitting random page. Let's make some friends. I love it when my internet decides to
Just
be slow.
yeet.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I can go first while Connors is loading.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, hitting the random page. What the heck is this dinosaur? I got an Stransavia. Sam, do you know how to pronounce this?
Oh, no. That looks like,
Wow.
What do you call them?
Okay.
It doesn't look like a dinosaur. It looks like one of them proto-reptile mammals. Synapsids. Looks like a synapsid.
Inostransavia. Inostransavia. I'm not gonna learn how to pronounce that because I don't think anybody knows how.
Whoever named it probably does.
Well, it's named after the Russian geologist Alexander Inostrantsev.
Okay.
Inostrantsev?
So Alec probably knows how to pronounce it.
Sure.
Let's ask him.
Yeah.
Come on in, Alec.
Whoever you are.
Russian geologist joining us today.
Alexander Inostrantsev. So Inostransavia. So it's the largest Gorgonopsids.
Gorgonzola.
I thought you were actually going to say something helpful for a second. Sad realization that it wasn't. But it's the largest of the Gorgonopsids, as it was the top of the food chain in Russia during the end of the Permian period. It preyed on large herbivores like the Paraeosaur scutosaurus. The species name, I. alexandri, is known from an almost complete skeleton.
So wait, does it say whether it's like a true dinosaur or is it like a synapsid or something?
Well, it says, like all Gorgonopsids, Inostransavia was a quadrupedal animal with an upright gait, the size of a large grizzly bear.
It walked on 2 feet.
It walked on 4 feet, quadrupedal.
Oh, right, yes.
It is known for 2 large saber teeth, up to 12 centimeters long, perfect tools to kill its prey. Its other teeth included 6 incisors, 10 back teeth. I don't need to read out it.
No.
Teeth.
But
is it a synapsid or not is my question.
It was
It's a gonopsid.
Gorgonopsid.
Gorgonopsid.
Is that a type of synapsid?
You tell me.
It says it was one of the largest carnivores of the Permian era, and it would have filled the ecological niche that big cats fill today, like tigers and jaguars.
Okay, so it's a saber-toothed tiger.
Not quite. It's still like a lizardy. Like there's a picture of it here.
Okay.
It's still like a big lizard
It's
crocodile.
the closest thing.
Not quite.
Yes, it is a synapsid. Okay, I looked it up. Gorgonapsids are a type of synapsid.
So
that's
what's a
what I
synapsid,
thought.
Please? I would love
It's
to
a
know what that
freaky
is.
proto-mammal. So they're kind of in that funny spot between reptiles and mammals where everyone was just coming out of the sea and just whatever you were going for just kind of flew, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And also, interestingly, the earliest venomous animal that has been found was a synapsid.
And honestly, we stand.
Yeah.
We do.
So he's a freaky mammal reptile, not a dinosaur. Shouldn't be on this wiki. 0 out of 10.
Well, am I
Cool.
still gonna go with him?
Yeah, no, go with
it. So this guy's a big carnivore, proto-mammal, half dinosaur, half
Nope,
tiger.
there's no dinosaur involved.
He's half
He's a
dinosaur.
mammal reptile.
So this half dinosaur guy is going
Still
to be
not half.
We are an affirming podcast
this half dinosaur
for
guy.
dinosaurs.
He's not a dinosaur.
He's like, I'm thinking like, he's a big carnivore. And what's the most similar thing out there to carnivores these days? I'm gonna say
Dentists.
capitalists. So he's gonna be a bigwig. He's gonna be going around wearing a suit and tie, standing in like elevators that have like all glass windows looking out over the city type guy, living in a penthouse again.
Buy, sell.
With a big view of the whole city.
But he's empty inside.
His office walls are like all windows.
Yeah, like he's a real American Psycho type. Like
Okay.
Wall Street, except dinosaurs.
Is
So I
he
guess,
in an
like,
unhappy marriage or not?
Oh, 100%. He's never been sure whether or not he's truly ever known happiness in his life. And that's sort of his existence.
What's his name?
Well, his name is, of course, since the dinosaur's name is literally just the guy's name, but with a...
So his name is
zebra.
Alec.
Yeah, his name is Alexander.
Okay.
And he's just a big half dinosaur, half big cat guy
That's not correct.
with saber teeth and capitalism.
Stop gatekeeping dinosaurs.
I'm gonna gatekeep all the dinosaurs I want.
Alright, so I've got mine. The first one that came up was actually a character from the Land Before Time movies. So I was like, that's a bit of a cop-out.
This dinosaur wiki is...
But a quick shout out to Woog.
classic Woog.
Okay.
I used to play bass for classic Woog.
Nice. So we got ourselves a Goniophilus.
I hear they make medicine for that these days.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds like
Nice.
an STD.
Is an extinct genus of Goniophilidid crocodiliform.
Oh, so that's not a dinosaur either.
Get out, Sam!
Crocodiles are dinosaurs.
No, they're not. They're archosaurs, but they're not dinosaurs.
Just
You know what is a
stop it.
dinosaur? A penguin.
Good.
In
Wait.
taxonomically,
Stop.
there's no meaningful difference between theropod dinosaurs and birds.
Stop being a dinosaur hipster. Let us enjoy this.
Chickens are dinosaurs.
Again,
Sure.
you're technically correct.
Okay. Anyway, lived in Europe during the late Jurassic and early Cretaceous. It's semi-aquatic and very similar to modern crocodiles. The picture I see here is literally just a picture of a crocodile, except it's bright blue and yellow.
Which
Wow.
they couldn't prove, I think.
No, they couldn't. But I like it. It's a good color scheme.
Yeah.
Ranged 2 to 4 meters in length and would have had a very similar lifestyle to the American alligator or Nile crocodile.
What?
I feel like both of those have very different, lived experience. Like, one is the American,
Hey there, I live in the bayou and I like eating people. And the other one is, I live in the Nile River. I like eating people, but I get eaten by hippos.
Why are these your accents?
Just believing in myself.
Okay.
I had an impulse and I went with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No.
It was bad.
That's
but
fair.
I believed in myself.
Okay.
And that's the important thing.
I'll take it. So this guy's name is Roger.
Yeah.
He's a real salt of the earth type of guy.
Yeah.
Very man of simple taste.
Just salts the earth.
Few words.
When needs be, takes out a little salt, sprinkles it down.
Exactly.
Hey, just do the best with what I have.
Exactly.
It's a blue
Name's
crocodile.
Roger.
I actually think he's got a bit of might have a bit of a Cockney accent to him.
Oh, I do the best I have. I believe in myself. and I salt the earth when I need to.
It sounds more Australian, but
It's close enough.
It's kind of East London.
yeah, sure.
Australian would be like this. Oh, I'm
Sure.
a crocodile. That's what
Sure.
Australian people sound like.
Great.
If you're from Australia, just kidding.
It's just jokes. Anyway, so yeah, Roger, he's a nice guy. He's a little rough around the edges.
Oh, what did you go have a point with me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Goes for bevies with the boys.
Yeah.
Baby with the boys?
Baby with the boys. And he likes his sea shanties.
Who doesn't?
Rove in a rove in a rove
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
go went a pair of brown eyes.
Sure. Yeah. And he does have brown eyes.
Oh, cool. He doesn't want anyone to know that he dyes his scales.
Exactly. And that's Roger.
Amazing.
Cool. All right. Explore.
Explore.
Random page. Vastosaurus Rex.
Okay.
Vastosaurus Rex? That sounds so fake.
No, listen.
Wait, have we found Big Paul?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, okay, but here's the thing. It stands for the Ravager Lizard King.
Oh.
It's the Vasto.
No,
I'm
it
thinking
stands
of the
for the big
Vastos Lordes from Bleach. Anyone get that reference?
Man, Bleach.
Yeah.
I watched a 2-hour documentary on Bleach yesterday.
Oh, how was that?
It was enlightening.
I'm
Like
glad
a
to hear.
documentary about the anime?
Yeah. Well, about like how it like had like its fall from like its
Now, was
reputation
this
just
like
went in the trash.
was this like a documentary produced by like?
No, just some YouTube.
It was a video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
he called it a documentary because it was 2 hours long, and
That's fair.
yeah. In any case,
Okay, here's my issue with it. It describes it as an evolved descendant of the ancient Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's not a correct way of saying it. It is a more specialized version of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, or a descendant of the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
it's
Saying something is an evolved version of is factually meaningless.
it evolved into the vastness that it
Yes.
came to be known.
I feel bad for this dinosaur.
Yeah,
that they
no.
had to get-
Absolutely vast.
So
black.
here's my thing. His name is Chad.
And he's vast.
Yeah, he is vast, but he's like
So vast.
he is.
The
But here's
vastness of
his
his life.
issue is that his old man, his pa, T-Rex. That's Theodore Rex. That's a film.
Right.
No, but his old pa was really known for really getting out there and giving it. He was out there playing football on the gridiron, and he was a legend in his time, you know?
Meanwhile, his son is just vast.
No, his son is even better, you know?
Oh no.
But no one, like, thinks that because they have these rose-tinted memories of his old man and like, you're a good kid, but you'll never be like your old man. And no matter how amazing he is, he's just never going to live up to that version of his father which everyone believes existed, you know?
Maybe the real
He's
vastness was the friends we made along the way.
He's a real death of a sales lizard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, it has "sore" in the name, but dinosaurs aren't taxonomically
Whatever.
related to lizards. Anyway.
Death of a sales almost burned.
Death of a sales
Yeah.
dinosaur.
Yeah, and he really is, you know, he's out there, he's given it his best, but he can just never live up to his father's legacy. And so he's very sad.
And he's just vast.
And so he ends up kind of like burning out after high school, and he like sort of owns this junkyard. And you know, he's not happy, but he's not unhappy, and he's
It's the
just
vast
kind of there.
junkyard in the land.
And he's like, and he kind of remembers his glory days playing football when he still believed people would care about him, you know.
Oh.
But he sits there in his junkyard and he's like, hey,
At least I'm
you know,
vast.
yeah, you know.
He's
And
got-
so that's his life.
He's got that going for him.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Roger, we've got Alexander, and we've got Chad.
It's sort of like, you know,
Well, and they
a
all go-
spectrum of like class.
Well, and no, let's say they all meet on this really weird cruise that, you know, Chad and Roger won tickets for, and they're all like put in the same room. They're like, hey, how's it going? And they have to like do icebreakers.
I'd like to think that Roger teaches Chad how to be okay with himself and how to live, enjoy the simple things in life.
Like
That's
Alexander's like the villain,
Yeah. No.
Alexander is secretly envious of the friendship.
He's secretly envious, and it's the sort of like villain where like in the end you realize his humanity, and have to like.
You hope,
and
that...
like you defeat this villain by showing him the true power of friendship and befriending him.
Yeah, and
and then he gives up on capitalism forever.
Yeah, it's a beautiful redemption arc.
Yeah, and they all learn so much over the course of this cruise that they decide to like just form this like dinosaur team where they just like hang out together and do stuff.
Nice.
It's sort of like like hang out. It's not like a team so much as just friends.
Yeah, but they like become a little group,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, every now and then just having a bevy with the boys.
Yeah. Now I just looked down at my phone for the Vastosaurus, and it talks about it fighting King Kong, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Back in the day.
Back in his glory days.
He fought King
Dinosaur.
No, he went up against King Kong high, and he fumbled the critical pass, and I was that's it for me. But yeah, no, because it mentions that they were the dinosaurs that were in a King Kong movie, but it's also just like looks down. He was able to shrug off several punches from King Kong, and I was like, yeah, okay.
King Kong was just jealous of his vastness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, and they're doing the movie that's going to come out eventually, I assume, is King Kong versus Godzilla, and it's like King Kong is like in like the official things for the MonsterVerse, the King Kong is like a quarter of the size of Godzilla, and Godzilla breathes atomic fire. And it's like, is this even a contest?
It's evenly matched because King Kong is a big guy.
Yeah, but Godzilla is 4 times bigger.
He's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think No, that's not very cash money of him. Who wears sunglasses? Godzilla.
It is the most cash money of him, actually.
Yeah, because he's like, hey, I'm a big old, I'm sort of big ape chimp man, and I'm gonna fight you, Godzilla. And then Godzilla's like, bah, laser breath, and then he's burned to a crisp.
Godzilla's just like, I'm a fire in my laser.
Yeah, and it's like, how is this a contest?
What was the thing that they said?
I don't know.
Fire
no, it was, I'm a fire in my laser.
But there was like another.
Dr. Octagonopus, blah.
It was like more than just blah, but there was some other like phrase.
There were several phrases from the laser story.
What was it?
It
wasn't like Bazinga, but it was like Bazinga adjacent.
Dr. Octagonopus.
No, that wasn't.
I'm a fire in my
laser.
laser.
We don't have time to figure this out because this is definitely a longer episode.
Yeah.
But we've learned a lot, gang.
We have learned a lot. We've had some good conversations.
Yeah.
It wasn't nearly as much of a hot mess
as the last episode.
Big Paul's fat tail.
And we sort of controlled the chaos this time.
We really have.
It was a good break from
the dinosaur wiki behaved.
Yeah, the dinosaur wiki had some interesting.
Despite Sam's provocations.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, out of the 3 we looked at, only 1 was a dinosaur.
And that dinosaur was vast.
He was.
And on that controversial statement, it's time to end.
It's not controversial, it's science!
My feelings don't care about science.
My feelings don't care about your facts.
We've come full circle.
Feelings don't care about your facts.
Thank you for listening. If you have any opinions about what makes a dinosaur,
they're not opinions, it's science, it's taxonomy. I don't care about your opinions.
If you're vast and need to express that,
put your expressions of that vastness down in the comments.
Your absolute vastitude.
Yes. And we'll be looking forward to affirming you in your vastness.
Yeah.
I'm pretty vast.
Yeah.
100%.
And have a wonderful day. Stay vast.
And hit the hay.
Learn your taxonomy. Have a slice.
It's time to hit the hay.